Imagine a universe that isn't permanent. A world that is born, destroyed, and remade. Not once, not twice, but again and again. This was the belief of the ancient Nahua peoples of Mesoamerica, especially the Aztecs, who saw history not as a straight line, but as a cycle of suns. 5 different worlds, each ruled by a god, each destined for destruction. This myth is known as the Legend of the 5 Suns, and it is one of the most fascinating creation stories of the pre-Columbian world. The cosmic beginning. According to legend, in the endless void of the universe, the first god emerged. Huitzilopochtli, a dual deity embodying both male and female aspects. From this being came 4 divine children, the powerful Tezcatlipoca, who each governed one of the 4 directions. Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, presided over the west. Huitzilopochtli, the warrior god, ruled the south. Totec, the flayed one, held the east. And Tezcatlipoca, the smoky mirror, commanded the north. Together, they sought to create the world. But their first attempts failed. Each creation plunged into the waters below and was devoured by a monstrous caiman-like being, Huitzilopochtli, whose body was covered in countless mouths. Determined to bring forth a stable world, Tezcatlipoca sacrificed himself, offering his leg as bait to lure Huitzilopochtli from the depths. Once she bit down, the other gods attacked and tore her apart, shaping the earth from her body. From this sacrifice, the cosmos was born, and with it, the cycle of the suns. And so began the first age, the first sun, Tezcatlipoca. The gods needed a source of light. They chose Tezcatlipoca himself to shine as the first sun. But there was a problem. Having lost his leg in the battle with Huitzilopochtli, Tezcatlipoca could only shine dimly, like half a sun. The world stumbled along in twilight until a quarrel erupted. Quetzalcoatl struck Tezcatlipoca from the sky with a stone club. Furious at his fall, Tezcatlipoca unleashed jaguars upon humanity. The great beasts devoured the giant humans of this age, and the first sun ended in darkness and blood. The second sun, Quetzalcoatl. In the aftermath, Quetzalcoatl took up the role of the sun. This was the age of 4 wind. Under his light, the gods fashioned a new race of humans, no longer giants, but of ordinary stature. But the people strayed from divine order. They became greedy and corrupt, abandoning sacred ways. Enraged, Tezcatlipoca cursed them, transforming them into monkeys. Quetzalcoatl, mourning the creatures he still loved, sent a hurricane to sweep them away. The second sun ended in howling winds. The third sun, Tlaloc, next. The gods crowned Tlaloc, the rain god, as the sun. But misfortune struck again. Tezcatlipoca stole Tlaloc's wife, Xochiquetzal, the goddess of flowers. Grief consumed the rain god. He neglected his duty, and the world fell into a terrible drought. When humanity's desperate cries reached his ears, Tlaloc snapped. Instead of rain, he sent fire from the skies. Flaming stones rained down, and the world burned to ashes. Only a few survivors escaped, transformed into birds. Thus ended the third sun, the age of fire rain. The fourth sun, Chalchiuhtlicue. From the ashes, a new world arose. This time, Chalchiuhtlicue, goddess of water and Tlaloc's second wife, became the sun. She was devoted to humanity, nurturing them with compassion. But Tezcatlipoca, ever the saboteur, accused her of false kindness, claiming she only sought glory for herself. Stricken with grief, Chalchiuhtlicue wept for 52 years. Her tears became a catastrophic flood, drowning the world. Humans were turned into fish, save for one couple who survived and became dogs. Thus ended the fourth sun, the age of water. The fifth sun, Huitzilopochtli, Humanity seemed doomed never to last. But Quetzalcoatl was determined. He descended into Mictlan, the underworld, to retrieve the bones of the dead from Mictlantecutli, Lord of Death. Carrying them back, he stumbled and shattered them. Dipping the fragments in his own blood, he restored life, but in broken forms. And so, humans were reborn in all shapes and sizes. To power this new world, the gods chose Huitzilopochtli, the fierce son of war. But his rule was not peaceful. Each dawn, he fought his sister, Coyolxauhqui, goddess of the moon, and the countless southern stars, the Quetzonhuitznahua, along with the fearsome Tzitzimime, goddesses of eclipse. Every night they attacked, and every morning Huitzilopochtli defeated them, ensuring the sun's rebirth. But there was a price. To sustain his strength, he demanded nourishment, human sacrifice. The Aztecs believed their offerings of blood and hearts kept the cosmos alive. If sacrifices ceased, the fifth sun would falter, darkness would triumph, and the world would end in a great earthquake. Variations and alternative myths. The Aztec cosmos was never a single, fixed story. Different traditions offered different versions. In some myths, Coatlicue, the earth goddess, was the true mother of the Tezcatlipocas, the Tzitzimime, and even Huitzilopochtli. One tale tells how she became pregnant from a mysterious ball of feathers. Enraged, the Tzitzimime decapitated her, only for Huitzilopochtli to burst from her womb armed with a serpent of fire, beginning his eternal war against the stars. Other traditions claim that the fifth son was not Huitzilopochtli, but Nanahuatzin, a humble, sickly god. The gods gathered at Teotihuacan to choose a new son. Nanahuatzin and the proud Tecuchistecatl both volunteered to leap into a great bonfire. Tecuchistecatl hesitated, but Nanahuatzin, despite his weakness, walked straight into the flames. He became the sun, while Tecuchistecatl followed and was diminished, becoming the moon. In some variations, the god Tonatiuh bridges the gap, burning himself alive to be reborn as the warrior sun who demands sacrifice before he moves across the sky. These overlapping myths reflect centuries of oral tradition, with stories changing as gods rose and fell in popularity across Mesoamerica. The cycle summarized classical texts like the Codex Chimalpopoca summarize the 5 suns using the sacred Nahuatl calendar. Nahui-Ocelotl, 4 jaguar, the first sun. Giant humans devoured by jaguars. Nahui-Ehecatl, 4 wind, the second sun. People became monkeys. The world ended in hurricanes. Nahui-Cuyahuitl, 4 rain, the third sun. The world destroyed by fire from the sky. Nahui-Atl, 4 water, the fourth sun. The world drowned in floods. Humans turned to fish. Nahui-Olin, 4 movement, the fifth and current sun. Prophesied to end in earthquakes and the return of the Tzitzimime. To the Aztecs, their world was fragile. Each sunrise was not guaranteed, but earned. Through blood, through sacrifice, through the will of the gods. They lived with the knowledge that their universe was temporary, and that someday the fifth sun would also fall, just as the 4 before it. The story of the 5 suns is more than myth. It is a window into how the Aztecs understood existence itself. Cyclical, precarious, and always one catastrophe away from the end. So when you see the great Aztec sunstone carved with the image of Tonatiuh at its center, remember, it's not just a calendar. It's a reminder of a world that has died 4 times already, and a prophecy that even our sun, the fifth sun, will not last forever.